My story is a simple story, not much to tell. My name is Kate Warren. I was born in Erin, New York, was a widow by the age of 23, joined the force as America's first female detective, and was responsible for uncovering the Baltimore plot to assassinate President-elect Abraham Lincoln. But it's no big deal. It's all a part of the job. It all started the day I walked into the Pinkerton Detective Agency in response to an advert I saw in the paper. It was tough, but I convinced Pinkerton to hire me. I proved myself in the Adams Express Company embezzlements, where I was able to get all sweet with the prime suspect's wife, and acquired valuable evidence leading to her husband's conviction. There were a few more gigs here and there for me, but it wasn't until the Baltimore plot that it really started picking up. Pinkerton was hired to check out some sketchy behavior down on the railroad tracks in Maryland. After poking his nose around, he uncovered that it wasn't the railroads in danger. It was the President-elect Abraham Lincoln. I was sent down there with 4 other detectives to investigate the hotbed of activity. I worked under 2 aliases, Miss Cherry and Miss M. Barley. It was during this time I uncovered many key details about the planned assassination. Lincoln would be traveling from Springfield, Illinois to the capital, stopping in key cities. This required a train transfer. As Lincoln would be transferring trains, that's when the mob would surround him. After the deed was done, a steamer would be waiting to take them to Virginia. The perfect crime, or so they thought. Pinkerton called a meeting with Lincoln, who was skeptical at first, but after a little convincing on my part, decided it was plausible enough to initiate cautionary measures. But he refused to miss any of his scheduled speeches. This was a sticky situation for us. So, he had to go undercover. He played the part well. He dressed in a travel suit and a nightcap, and carried a shawl. I didn't sleep a wink that night as the train chugged from Pennsylvania to D.C. But as our Pinkerton motto goes, we never sleep, so it wasn't such a big deal. We arrived to Washington at 6 a.m. the next morning. From here, I got many jobs doing intelligence work for the Union and worked on many high-profile cases, one of which was brought to me by one Captain Sumner, who was convinced that 3 separate people connected to him were trying to poison him and his wife. I wasn't too sure about this case, but Pinkerton wanted me to check it out, so I did. This time my alias was Lucille, who was a fortune teller. I used my psychic abilities to gather intelligence on my 3 suspects. It didn't lead to much, but it was something to do. Because of my work, Pinkerton opened a female division called the Female Detective Bureau, and he put me in charge of the official title being the Supervisor of Women Agents. For many years, Pinkerton and I continued to work side by side until his death in 1884. I miss him sometimes. I'll never forget what Pinkerton said upon opening up the female branch. As he was addressing the prospective detectives, he said, "In my service, you will serve your country better than on the field. I've had several female operatives. If you agree to come aboard, you will go into training with the head of female detectives, Kate Warren. She never let me down." I never let him down.